Just see if the volume works. It all sounds good. All sounds good. All right, seems good. Let me share my screen. All sounds good. All right, seems good. Let me share my screen. Okay, kind of. Right. Okay, this is good. Yeah, yeah. All right, seems good. All right. Let's turn down. Yep. All right, then A, Shalom, Shalom. Before we begin with this lesson, we turn to the east. So there. I'm going to give all praises to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who will are the true leaders of Israel today. Shalom to the Lord's elect and your Akim pushing his words out the four corners of the earth, making your calling and election sure. A, Shalom, Shalom. And this lesson is going to go into a M.O.T.B update. We got some precepts to go into it, and to feed the flock. So let's get right into it. Oh, I need some screen. Salaki. There you go.
Very strange. This is Whole Foods Market. So you can't even walk into Whole Foods unless you go through this machine. I need my own QR code. How do I get my own QR code? How do I get my own QR code? I have to have my own QR code.
And that QR code is going to come in the form of that charagma.
Yep, and that's another thing too that I want to add is in Fort Worth, Texas, it's a McDonald's that's basically operated off of machines. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Shalaki, but in order for you to access it, you have to scan a barcode in order to have it, have your order, basically processed, within the within the business or whatever. And that's all what it's going to come down to because they're already doing it in Europe. Over there in the UK, they basically plan on doing away with the pound, if that's what that shit's called, the European currency. They plan on doing away with that and rolling in the digital system. You know what I'm saying? And eventually that's how it's going to be here. The whole stimulus checks, the dishing out money to Ukraine, that's all to devalue the dollar. And their whole reason on devaluing the dollar is to basically run the digital system, so they can basically establish the New World Order. This is what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you can go ahead and start it, bro.
Okay.
Finish playing it.
Which all ties into also the carbon footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Your QR code and all that. It's all in line with how much you can eat, how much you can do. Just really, selling yourself out to Esau.
Yeah, because if you take that, that ragma, you basically sold yourself out to the so-called white man. This is why the Lord said what he said. If you take, if you bow down and worship the image of the beast, but only follows philosophies and taking, his thing, being a part of his new order, that's you bowing and worship him. Therefore, the Most High doesn't, find any value anymore, find any value in you no more. So you have to be done away with.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, actually, first precept shit.
Go ahead.
No, ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you.
Mm-hmm.
I brought that out my last lesson, but you got it.
Right. We are the temple of the Most High. So if you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, bow down to the New World Order, that's not an option.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we call ourselves the temple of the Most High, we are precious to the Most High. You know what I mean? Just like your woman. You know what I'm saying? Your woman, she's supposed to be precious to you. You know what I mean? And imagine somebody else going into her. You know what I'm saying? By you bowing down and following the philosophy that the Lord didn't set up for you, it's basically like another man going into his woman.
Yeah.
This is why the Lord basically compares us to his woman, so to speak. You know what I mean? And this is why the Lord says he's a jealous power. So by us worshiping Esau, how you think the Most High is going to feel? The same way that a man is going to feel about another nigga going into his woman? That's how the Most High feel about us worshiping a so-called white man. So if you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite or you call yourself a Bible believer, there's no plan B. There's only a plan A. And that plan A is enduring until the end. There is no, I'm going to take it and God said he forgives everybody. No, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? If you take it, the Lord said what he said. He said you're going to drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Meaning you're going to get your ass destroyed. All right? But you got it, bro.
Verse 17, if any man defile the temple or the Most High.
And also nothing too that I want to add. It's a lot of brothers that actually go into the science of this. You know what? Not only the M.O.T.B, but also the C19 potion. You know what I mean? And it's made alter your DNA. And what that fucking what the M.O.T.B does is it's basically going to be able to control your mind, especially you fall under Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? His Neuralink system. You know what I'm saying? He putting that shit in your brain for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's to actually be able to control you. You know what I'm saying? Those miracles and stuff like that they talking about. And I'm actually grab that real quick. The miracles they're talking about, you know what I'm saying? If you take, you know what I'm saying, you be part of this Neuralink system, you be able to walk again. If you can't walk, you be able to see. And this actually this Edomite that I saw on my Snapchat, this nigga was talking about shit. Let me be part of Elon Musk's Neuralink system because I can't see out of my left eye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nigga, you stupid. I mean, you Edomite should do what the fuck you do.
Yeah.
But it just shows you how dumb people are.
Yeah.
How dumb people are because they actually trust in this man's science.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought out the lesson probably like 2 weeks ago, probably a little longer. And wanted to have over 1 million people here in America have passed away, you know what I'm saying, due to unknown causes suddenly. Yeah. And what do you think that's from? But I want to grab this real quick. This is
you got it.
The book of 2 Thessalonians 2.
Yeah, right here.
In verse oh, you got it pulled up?
You can read it up.
Shit, go ahead and read it, bro.
Oh, you got it. Right.
All right, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2. In verse, I'm gonna start at 7 just to get a little bit of context. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way," which is talking about the so-called white man. This man is gonna keep being a devil until he be taken out of the way. But we understand that this man's blood is a part of prophecy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Establishing the M.O.T.B, which is something of, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual demon Satan. This is all the plan of the Most High.
Okay.
All right. And it says, "And then shall the wicked be revealed," right? Which is he has been revealed. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, by the way, you know what I'm saying, through the prophets, but also through the internet. That's when you read in the book of, what is Isaiah 42, I think. It says, how has he been searched out? Matter of fact, that's in the book of Obadiah, the first chapter. How has he been searched out? And the way that he's been searched out is through the internet. Because now all you got to do is click a button, and you're going to be able to see who the so-called white man really is.
Yep, the unicorn.
Exactly, unicorn. This is why the Lord has it set up, so you can see who the devil really is.
Yeah.
All right, let me continue to read. It says, "Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," which is talking about the prophet, because the prophets are the mouth of the Most High. Right? We're the ones out here really telling you, you know what I'm saying, who this man really is. Just because this nigga dressed up in a suit and tie, he got a comb over and shit, he talk to you sweet, he is not who you really think he is. This is why it speaks about how an angel, fuck, I forgot exactly how it went. Salaki, we're talking about transforming to an angel of light, roughly paraphrasing. It's talking about Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? Back then in the angel, everybody knew he was the devil. You know what I'm saying? Even Gad knew he was the devil when they first came over here. You know what I'm saying? That's what called him the so-called white devil. You know what I mean? But he transformed himself into an angel of light. You know what I'm saying? By how he looks now, he talks to you all sweet.
Yeah, I was like,
we're gonna give you the Neuralink system so that you can.
What's that precept?
It's in fuck, I forgot exactly what chapter it's in or what book. But you can just type in the angel of light if that's the precept you're trying to.
I'm trying to get the one they talk smooth, but behind.
Oh, it's in the book of Psalms.
Yeah, Psalms
50 something.
Psalms.
Just type in KJV. Word smoother than butter.
Yeah, there you go.
Just type that in. You know, and that's exactly what it is. You know, just like how Joe Biden came out here and pillow talk Jake, you know what I'm saying? Oh, if you're not black, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And Jake ate that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Even my mama, you know what I'm saying? I remember when bro first came on TV after he got elected for president, my mom was crying and shit. I'm like, you dumb as shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, this man, a worse demon than what Trump is. And first and foremost, these niggas is just puppets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is to it. They're doing exactly what the elites of Esau Edom want them to do.
And when you go deeper, it's everything the Lord wants them to do.
Right.
You know?
First and foremost.
Yeah,
because
Job.
Exactly.
I'll say that the hearts.
I got grab this real quick or finish it.
Okay. You want me to read out Psalms 55 real quick? To match your point?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Psalms 55 and 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right, smoother than butter. Man, this nigga, And what he's saying is sound real good. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk talking about, you know what I'm saying, once, you know what I'm saying, these Neuralink trials go out, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to see again, you'll be able to walk again.
Hey,
you won't even have to carry a credit card no more, a wallet no more.
The convenience.
That's his words being smoother than butter.
And this is going to tie in perfectly with the precept you're about to bring out, Second Thessalonians, because that goes into what? The miracles, them left-hand miracles, because they smoother than butter. Hey, you can walk again if you take this thing. Hey, you can see again if you take
that
this.
shit smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth. Yeah, really.
That shit smooth.
You can see how, if you don't have that eyesight, and you're really in a position where, damn, I've been paralyzed for so and so many years, and Elon came out and said I can walk again if I take this.
Especially if you trust in this so-called science.
There you go.
Bro, that shit gonna sound smooth to you.
Yeah.
Hey, but as it says in the book, so the second chapter, it's like we wiped away a looking glass. We able to see through this man's bullshit. Yeah. We know what he's talking about, and we know exactly what his intentions are.
Also,
just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Continue to read on that.
Also, 2 Corinthians goes into what we're not ignorant of his devices.
That's not in the book of 1 Corinthians.
Oh, 1 Corinthians 2 and 10. There you go. So
that
but war was in his heart. His word was.
But war was in his heart. And we understand it's being prophecy outside. This is this man's intentions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he can come in here and he talk sweet all the fuck he want. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, Jake, you know what I'm saying, they got street smart. You know that you can't just trust any woman. You know what I'm saying? Because you got niggas that set up women to go and set up niggas. You know what I mean? And that woman, what's she gonna do? She gonna sweet talk the shit at you. She was like, oh, baby, yeah, whatever. She wants you to give you a pipe around it. Guess what? The whole time, this nigga in the back door finna come and get on you.
Yeah, setting you up.
It's basically the same thing with the so-called white man.
Yeah.
He gonna sweet talk the shit at you. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time, war is in his mind, man. In other words, you can't trust this man because he plan on taking you down because they understand what we gonna receive as being Israelites. They understand we the Israelites. They know this.
Yeah, kind of. They have all the records.
This is why the apostle Apostle Gabar, you know what I'm saying, from New York, he had mentioned when they was over there teaching in New York on 34th Street, if I'm not mistaken, you had to eat them like how about the limo talking about how you guys find out.
Oh yeah, how'd you guys find out? Yeah.
Because these niggas spend so much money on keeping us dead and sleep.
And that's the big secret in this world, bro. In this whole world, the big secret is the Israelites, man.
It's a big secret.
It's the biggest secret. Yeah, it's a mystery.
It's a mystery because mystery means, you know what I'm saying, when you go to the Greek, it's mysterion, which means initiated soul. So it's only going to be a certain amount of people that actually understand this truth. That's why if you tell Jake, we the Israelites, you saying not to trust this man, they be like, nigga, what? Like, I don't believe it.
Because their souls weren't initiated.
Exactly. These niggas are just dumb. Yeah. They're not initiated.
It's God's children.
They don't people that's basically, you know what I'm saying, created in vain as you read the book of 2nd Ezra. All right, but you got it though. Matter of fact, I'm going to continue to read.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
2 Thessalonians 2, and I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, right, which is what we're currently doing, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, right, with all powers and signs and lying wonders. You know what I'm saying? And what this man's plan is, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know what I'm saying, created of is after the workings of Satan. You know what I'm saying? By him trying to, you know what I'm saying, control your, your pineal gland or whatever the fuck he plans on doing, controlling your mind. You know what I'm saying? To basically, because another thing too, what they did is they basically dished out the C19 potions. Those who understand the slang, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What they did is they rolled that out to basically, you know what I'm saying, disrupt your connection to the Most High as Israelites. That's what it's all about. To calcify your pineal gland and to alter your DNA. Yeah. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So it's obvious that this man's works are after the workings of Satan. All right. And it says, workings of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders. Right? Lying wonders. You know what I mean? And signs. So by this man out here telling you that, we can, if you take this, you know what? You'll be able to walk again. You'll be able to see again. You won't need no more wallets. Those are those lying wonders. And those are those signs. Yeah. And you're not to trust in. As a matter of fact, I'm finna grab Revelation 16 real quick.
You got it. Let me bring this out real quick though. Now you mentioned that. This is Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false anointed and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. These signs and these wonders that are gonna come out, not only of Esau Edom, but these how you say it? These false prophets, he's anointed. Right. What do you have? You have Tazariak saying, "Go take it."
Right.
You don't go. It's good.
Nigga talking about the M.O.T. to the B is not the CHIP. He talking about it's first of all, it's in your mind and it's in your works, which doesn't make any sense because if that was the case, we will all be condemned. We will all be through. Because Revelations 20:4 says that, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, not Revelations 20:4, but Revelations 14:9, it says that if you bow down and worship the image of the beast, that you're going to drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. So if that's the case, we will all be fucked because we all sinned and we all done evil.
And we all were into different philosophies.
Right, exactly. You had Jake that was into Christianity, you had Jake that was into Islam, you had Jake that was into Buddhism, so on and so forth.
And if you take this M.O.T.B, you can't repent from it. So will we all be fucked? You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm gonna grab this real quick because I remember I went into an IUIC camp here in the city I'm from in Texas and loved it. And I was asking them, I was playing stupid at the same time, but I'm asking them, like, so what do y'all believe the M.O.T. to the B is? And they was like, oh, well, God ain't worried about that. That ain't important. All that. Well, hold up. It's written, right? It's written. You know what I'm saying? If it's written, that means it's important. That means it matters.
And not only is it written, so like it's important in the sense if you take that shit, you're bound for nuclear missiles. So, you feel me? Like,
you mean to tell me that, hey, the Lord said if I bound and worship the image of the beast, the image of the beast in this image, or Slaki, you know what I'm saying? I'm quoting it wrong. I know I'm repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
But if the Lord said that, and he said that I'm going to perish if I do so, why would it matter? See, this is where you got to actually, you know what I'm saying, have spiritual discernment because you have people out here claiming to be Israelites and claiming to be prophets teaching the right thing, but it's not actually teaching the right thing. And this is why I'm going to bring this out real quick. Revelation 16 and verse 14. Just get straight to the point. It says, for they are the spirit of devils, right? Which is primarily talking about the so-called white man, but you can categorize Jake in this too, because Jake following the same spirit as Esau.
The scripture says that they have exceeded the deeds of the wicked.
You got niggas out here that's actually going further than what Esau is with this shit when it comes to wickedness. It says working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to battle the great day of Yahweh Almighty. And the point that I want to grab is for they are the spirit of devils, which is primarily talking about the so-called white man. But like I said, you can categorize Jake in this too, because you got Jake out here, so-called, you know what I'm saying, gathering everybody up, you know what I'm saying, doing million man, not million man, but you know what I'm saying, 7,000 man marches, what the fuck they doing? Doing all this shit.
Israelite world tour and shit.
Doing all this shit, you know what I'm saying? The whole time they're the spirit of devils because they're leading you astray. You know what I mean? In the same spirit of Esau, even because he is a devil. What does a devil mean? Deceiver. And you got Jake that's in that same fucking spirit. And it's been documented that, hey, Nate has sold out. You know what I mean? Nate has sold out. This shit has been posted on Twitter.
Hey, and then you got Jake getting mad at us because we marked them, which caused contrary to the doctrines.
Right, exactly.
Why you guys always doing camps? Why you guys doing, bro?
Well, first of all, nigga, you're not teaching the right thing.
Exactly.
You're not teaching. Hey,
salvation.
Where's Ezekiel 3 and 17 and 19 at? Where the fuck is Ezekiel 21 at? Where the Lord said to warn his people, and this is not what you niggas are doing. You niggas are worried about building up the black community. Fuck the black community, bro. Because at the end of the day, you can have a business over there in the hood and niggas will rob that shit. Now, Black Lives Matter, right? You know what I mean? Fuck Jake. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 6 says that, hey, most of our people are going to be spiritually dead until the land be wasted and destroyed, bro. Most of our people are fucking through. They're gone. Niggas are going to be niggas, and you got to leave it at this is what IUIC does not understand. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, what's the other camp? You know what I'm saying? One body and so-called Yahweh Shai.
Hey, they removed the Yahweh Shai. They're just called one body now.
Oh, hey, that says it all, right?
That's true.
That said it all. I didn't even know that. That said it all, bro. You know what I'm saying? The same niggas that go up knock on doors and shit when the Lord said not to do that. Hey, these niggas not glorify Yahweh Shai. And not only that, but they don't even warn you of what's to come. I remember I asked one of these IUIC members, what was Jacob's trouble? This nigga told me the curses of Deuteronomy 28. So it's like, how is that the worst time in history? You know what I'm saying? When this man really come and plan on exterminating us as Israelites. You know what I mean? These are false prophets. And what they basically tell you, as it says in the book of 1 Timothy, they get this. Matter of fact, what is it? I forgot exactly how it went, but it talks about filthy lucre sake.
Ulterior motives.
What they tell you is none other, you know what I'm saying, no different, you know what I'm saying, than the Christian church. know what I'm saying? And we not here hating on them. You know what we gonna hate about? You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get up on them. Didn't the Lord say to be defenders of the gospel? So this is exactly what we're doing. We're gonna call whatever's contrary to the actual truth. We're gonna call that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But what IUIC is into is for 50 Lucas' sake.
Yep.
And you can go ahead and read it, right?
This is Titus 1:11. Whose mouths must be stopped.
Right, must be stopped because first and foremost, they're gonna lead the flock astray.
Yeah.
And we know first and foremost, they got a lot of blood on their hands because one, like I stated just a minute ago, they're not warning you of what's to come. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're not telling you what Jacob's trouble actually is. They're telling you that we just gonna walk into the kingdom when the 7th chapter says totally different.
Just Israelite Christianity.
Right.
It's
like Christianity is like construction. Nigga.
Yeah,
this is basically what it is, bro, when it comes to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just nigga wearing purple garments and niggas calling each other brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
With fucking head wraps and fringes, bro. This is basically what it's all about to them. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, niggas be fucked up in the spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know a few of them personally. Yeah. They not who you think they is. You know what I mean? This is who you gotta watch.
And you had
watching.
Like, and you had, not too long ago, a dude, caught up with a t-shirt fringe smoking a cig. It's always a little you know what I mean?
Right. T-shirt fringe.
And
I remember, I'm playing stupid the whole time, but I remember when I went up to the camp, they talking about where your fringes at. I'm like, bro, nigga, this shit is spiritual. Yeah. I don't need to look down at my friends to understand that I don't need to be eating pork.
Yeah, come on.
But God said that you need work. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is just.
Hey, they're the most righteous, unrighteous people.
Right. They over righteous. Yeah. Over righteous, but the niggas is wicked at the same time. Whole time they found a leader that is sold out. Yeah. This nigga telling the NFL that they need to give him $5 million to them start up Israelite schools. Nigga, bro, cut it out.
He trying to build in Babylon.
Right. That filthy lucre's sake for his own personal gain. This is what it's all about.
Ulterior motives.
Right.
I'm gonna finish off. Who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
Right. Teach things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. Meaning teaching things, you know what I'm saying, that's really not according to the scriptures for their own personal gain. Right. Such as there's not gonna be no Jacob's trouble because you actually tell people there's gonna be a Jacob's trouble that you can actually be put to death. A lot of people gonna be offended by that. But the thing is they're going to give you a false narrative and let you know or tell you that, hey, you just going to walk into the kingdom so they can get their own gain off it because you got niggas that's giving them their social security numbers and all this. You know what I mean? And imagine if you actually tell them the truth. You're going to have a lot of people leave their congregation. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want that. This is why they, like you said, bro, basically Israelite Christianity, bro. Yeah. And it's like, what is Christianity? Basically a feel-good message. It's the same shit with them.
Yeah. And this is why it's important to follow, the right leaders, because a leader can lead you into death, man. Mm-hmm. This is Matthew 15 and 14. Actually, I'm gonna start that verse. Let me just get the full chapter. 15 and I'm gonna start that verse. 14. Let them alone. They be blind, leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
If the blind lead the blind, they shall both fall into a ditch. And that's exactly what's going to happen because first and foremost, none of them leaders really know what's going on. Yeah. And if they do, they're not going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But it's obvious on camera that they blind. You know what I'm saying? And y'all follow, y'all dick ride them a lot. Excuse my French, but that's just what it is. You get on Twitter and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. You got, you know what I'm saying, members that follow you, IUIC, those that call themselves Israelites, say, dick ride the shit out of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? And excuse my language first and foremost, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's just what it is. We're going to call it for what it is, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? They can be wrong, dead ass wrong, and we call it out, and they be like, y'all just hating. Where would love it? Y'all just, y'all full of hate.
When the scriptures literally tell you to mark those which cause contrary to doctrine. Exactly. And when you go to that word mark, it goes into scopeo. Look, look out. We looking at you, we looking at you dudes, because at the end of the day, this is, it's a commandment on us too. You know what I mean? We got to gain salvation.
What us being enough? What did the Lord say in Ezekiel 3:17?
I'll get that.
Go ahead and grab it real quick. What us being enough? We're supposed to tell you what it is and what it ain't, because if we don't, your blood gonna be on our hands.
I'm not saying verse 1, to be honest. This is Ezekiel 3:1. Moreover, he said unto me, son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. And that roll is the scriptures. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll, the scriptures. And he said unto me, son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with
Right,
food.
talking about your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
That I give thee, then did I eat, and it was in my mouth honey for sweetness. What's one thing us the first thing we did when we came into this truth? Try to tell the whole damn world. We were hypers. We Israelites, we this and that, it's sweet. You feel me? We about to get the kingdom, chariots is this, that, and the third. We about to, hey, we about to have these dudes in, slavery, yada yada. You gassed
John
up.
said the same thing, bro. Revelation 10. And my mouth was sweet as honey, but then it became bitter. So nigga, we gonna have niggas a slave. The whole time, y'all just want to go to Jacob's Trouble and you fall out the truth.
And then you figure out, then you soon find out that 2/3 got to go.
Right.
Hey, your family might not even make it. Right. Jacob's Trouble is gonna be full of death and Jake. When has Jake, being honest, living in Babylon? When have we seen just bodies laying out dead like that? It ain't normal. You feel me?
You may see a nigga drop dead here and there from a bullet, but man, you finna see niggas out here actually slumped and laying out with they shit leaking out. Brains leaking out and everything. Edomites too. Ishmael, whatever. We all finna be out here fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Jake not gonna be able to handle that. Pull up here because why? The blind should lead the blind. Right? You got niggas that saying it's gonna be cakewalk to the kingdom. I remember Jake was telling me that ain't gonna be no dead bodies out here like that. I'm like, what? Like, nigga, you stupid.
The scriptures even say that in Psalms that 1,000 shall fall on thy right hand, and 10,000.
Psalms 91. I'm like, bro, you stupid. Like, you mean to tell me this man plan on come down a great round, but he ain't gonna be no bodies dropped? That shit don't make no sense.
Hey, but that's why it's important, to take heed to, the true teachers, man. The ones that are gonna warn you. Hey, the Most High set up, prophets to warn you. Hey, it's gonna get into it.
Yeah.
And that goes into, right, Revelations, but verse 4, and he said unto me, son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. That's what we're doing. For thou art sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Proving that this is only to the Israelites, regardless of what you look like.
Right, but to the house of Israel, right? Mm-hmm. So you got a lot of people, it's a stumbling block on the way that we talk. We come out here and we cuss, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But we talking just like how you talking. You know what I mean? But that's an actual stumbling block because most Jake believe that the prophets are going to be like, just please repent. No cussing, nothing, bro. No cussing, nothing like that. When the prophets was actually speaking rude as fuck.
Hey, when Yahweh Shai was in the temple flipping over tables and shit,
right.
and beating
whipping
niggas, for teaching the wrong things.
You mean to tell me he was just saying the whole time,
hey,
no brothers in this flipping flipping tables and shit, whipping niggas? No, fuck no. That's not how it was.
Hey, he was an austere man.
Right, and actually when you do some research on the fishermen, which Peter, he was a fisherman, and his brother.
Oh, they were a foul
They had foul language. They was cussing a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
So-called cussing a whole lot.
Yep.
It's no different in this time now. It's just foul speech, rude speech.
Yeah, it's rude speech. Yeah.
All it is just talk. It's just slang. If I say fuck, it just means damn. Basically. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's a stumbling block.
Yeah, you can't hurt over words.
We talking the same way that we talking. Y'all, we talking the same way that y'all talking, in other words.
Yep. Verse 8.
So y'all can understand. Yep. All right, Salaki, go ahead.
Verse 8, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
Right,
man.
because Jake is hard-headed than a mug, man.
And it goes into, expounding yourself on that. 9, as an adamant, harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Hold up, Salaki, I can. Yeah. Oh, Shalom, Micah. Hey, you got to.
All right, Salaki, the brother was
take over. Salaki. Hey, Shalom, Micah. No. All right. Back to where we're at. Verse Ezekiel. There you go, Ezekiel. Back in Ezekiel 3 and 9. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy foreheads, and them fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, so they be a rebellious house. You got gangbangers put to camps. You got yada yada. The hard. Jake be thinking that on some type of level when it comes to the carnal. When they on the carnal mindset.
Right, not even carnal, just Jake think they know what all, but really don't know what all. And this is why the Lord said he made our forehead stronger than theirs, because we not going back down. You know what I'm saying? If you want to argue and we out there on the highway and the byways teaching, come with it. You know what I mean? Point blank period, because we're going to bring out the truth according to the scriptures. So you can come out here and talk all the shit you think you know. It's going to be, it's not going to be that though. Okay. We're going to prove everything that we say it's going to be proved according to the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the Lord basically making our forehead stronger than theirs.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to jump down to the point 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word.
Watchman, right? And what does a watchman do? A watchman basically peeps, you know what I'm saying, whatever's going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, making sure that nobody's going to invade. Basically watching out for the people. And that's the same thing that we're doing now. You know what I'm saying? About looking at these articles, looking at the news, and reporting it back. Because as the Lord said in 2 Ezra 9, right, to measure the time diligently. And that's exactly what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We people what's going on, and we're reporting it back to our people to let you know. We basically warning you so that you don't have an excuse. Okay. And so that you can know what's going on, right? The times that you live in. Continue to read.
Okay. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
Right, which is what we're doing. All right. That's what you said?
Yep. Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou didst give him not warning.
Right. So if we tell a nigga that he gonna die for being wicked, right? Continue to read.
And thou givest him not warning.
Right. We don't tell you that you gonna die. We just like, okay, brother, that's cool.
Yeah.
Continue to read.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. Right. Because repenting means to turn back. You know, if you don't warn the wicked man from his wicked way, how do you warn him to turn back from his wicked way? They turn back from that shit. Yeah.
Read means back, and pit means turn. Turn back to what? The law, statutes, commandments. This is what leads to life.
Yep.
The Lord gave us the blueprint of life.
To save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand.
So,
hey, IUIC.
Hey, right. So
dripping in blood.
Dripping and soaked in blood. You can drip to the flow. You know what I'm saying? So if we know that you fucking up and we don't warn you, hey, your blood gonna be in our hands. This is why we tell you what we tell you. Hey, and how you take it, that's just what it's simply what. Hey, that's just simply what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is our job. You know what I'm saying? And we understand we're gonna be hated because the prophets have always been hated. You know what I mean? Even when you read the book of 2 Kings 22, I think it's Elijah. Oh no, Elisha. He was hated by King Ahab because everything that he was prophesying against King Ahab, it was bad. And King Ahab said that he disliked him.
We gotta come to the camera a little more. It's like him.
It's straight, bro. And it's no different in this time now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 19. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
He shall die in his iniquity, right? So if we tell you to repent, get yourself right, and you refuse to, it's going to be all on you. It's not going to have nothing to do with us because we did our job at the end of the day, right? We told you what you need to be doing, but you just refuse to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like how you read in Sirach, what is it, the 12th chapter, 12 and like 11, if I'm not mistaken. We tell you how to play with that snake. You keep playing with it. Hey, we never had no pity. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We tell you to repent and you don't repent. Boom. Which is the consequence of that's going to be death, because at the end of the day, as it says in the book of, Romans, I think, the wages of sin is death. And point blank, period.
And really, this is why we brought this out, because this is literally one of the most important things to know in this ministry. This is the big test. This is the hour of temptation. This is the end.
You can't even walk in
if you want to beat around the bush, play around like it ain't that, that's the see it. Play around and turn a little blind eye to what it really is, and keep acting like it is not. You're just over here listening to all these different camps, hearing it's not this, it is this, is that. You're not rooted in this thing. Well, guess what, man? You're gonna catch yourself into the M.O.T.B. And this is why we're making these lessons, man. This is why we're bringing it out, so we can warn you, Icon, that it is the see it, man. And pursuing the Revelations, the 14th chapter, which I have, if you take the see it, which if you take this mark, you can't repent from it. This is how we know it's not. They had back then they had a saying that the M.O.T.B. was white women. They had a saying that the M.O.T.B. was we have now motherfucking all these other everything under the sun but the sea hip. Hey, and we did they had philosophy, yada yada, which those are all easily cut. But this Revelations 14 and I'm sorry verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture in the cup of his indignation. So, hey, if you dealt with the white woman, guess what? You through.
Right. According to the
other camps.
The M.O.T. to the B as well. It's white women. Well, I mean, you had they got bending pipe down Edomites, so it's like.
Hey, wait, hold up. What did
just fuck?
Didn't King Solomon have women?
Right. And King Solomon
had
Edomite
come.
So he was just fucked from the beginning.
And to go a little deeper, King Solomon is Yahweh Shai. You know? So hey, but hey, I don't
it just don't make no sense.
But then that's just in that terms. But then you also got what? It's philosophy. At one point we all believe everything under the sun but the truth. So we were what are we all caught up? I'm talking about everybody. Because the scripture said, lest there be a falling away first.
Mm-hmm.
We all fell away from the truth. So that means we all got the mark.
Yeah.
I think you got what is it? It's the dudes we used to watch them a lot. Adam Abbott, they're the ones that teach us philosophy. WFI, they're the ones that teach us the philosophy and shit.
That shit crazy. They teach us spiritual, bro.
Spiritual.
How am I going to buy
that's what I'm saying.
Something spiritual. You know what I mean? It just don't make any sense, bro.
And it's going to it. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture to the cup of his indignation. So we're all fucked, according to them. According to them, which why we mark these people, man. We bring out these lessons to show you, it is everything. It is it's just the sea hip, and that's just what that is. If you take this thing, we're gonna go into it. I'm gonna bring out Revelations 13 chapter in the Blue Letter Bible, and I also got Isaiah the 36th chapter going into it's just gonna break itself down. But verse verse 10. Which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. And what is that fire and brimstone? The ICBM missiles. The scriptures talk about, these nukes also being like unto unto brimstone, because the judgment is going to be as what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what it's likened into. In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So there you go, bang. If you take that, sea hit, guess what? There's no turning back from it. A lady just had a dream not so long ago. Watched the lesson on it of her. She had a dream going into her and her family taking the sea hit, and she was in that bitch, just depressed, trying to kill herself because she understood that she took the sea hit. And let's get Revelations 13. We always kind of bring this out. I'm gonna just get Isaiah Salakia first. I got Isaiah right here. Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trusteth in thou trustedest. I'm gonna just say trusteth. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of his broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so if you trust in, hey, who are the modern day Egyptians? Romans 9 chapter, these Edomites.
Mm-hmm.
If you trust in these Edomites, well, guess what? You're going to go and get your hand pierced by that sea hip. And when you go into that word, when you go into that word, into his hand, what do you have? Palm, hand, sole, palm of hand, hollow or flat of the hand. Hollow, a thigh joint, going into just really, your hand. And then when you go into what? Then you go into hand, and when it said what? This is Dakia, Dakia Ash brought this out. Pierce it. To pierce. Perforate, bore, a point, to pierce, bore, to prick off. Really the point is to pierce. Because when you go into Revelations, the 13th chapter, look at that. What's that device that's gonna pierce you?
The incision.
Mm-hmm.
That seed Rodman. That's basically what it all is.
And when you go into the root word, it goes into karax.
Mm-hmm.
This karax goes into what? A pale or a stake. A palisade. Let's search up what a palisade is. Palisade, stake, and pale. Let's get that. Because they're all in the same category. images. Yep, these are palisade.
And that's basically a needle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Those are different shapes of needles. And what do? They basically penetrate your skin.
Yeah,
It's an incision. And that's what C. Brogma means, right? It's an incision, right? Or that Slocky, that's what Mark means. When you read in Revelation 13, it's an incision. So you can't get around this. It means nothing else but actually taking a physical, you know what? It's not the fucking white woman popping her. It's not, you know what
Something
I mean?
Spiritual.
It's not spiritual, following a philosophy. It's not your mind, not the work of your hands. It's actually making a conscious decision to bow down to the so-called white man. And this is why Esau's pushing so hard to push this out.
Hey, and then,
it only makes sense.
And then to go deeper, when you go into this lesson, she can't buy or sell unless she gets this QR code.
Right. So how are you going to be able to buy and sell with something that's spiritual? Explain to me. This is another thing too. When they talking about the M.O.T. to the B and what it is, they never explain on what the buying and selling part is. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to fucking white women, okay, what does that have to do with me buying and selling? Mm-hmm. Nothing, right? They never explain that part. When it comes to being, you know what I'm saying, into different philosophies, okay, what does that have to do with me buying and selling? Mm-hmm. Okay, when it comes to being something spiritual, I guess, what does that have to do with buying and selling?
Yep.
They never explain this part, bro.
Yeah.
This is how you know what they saying is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is that filthy Lucas say we read in the book of 1 Timothy, was it the 2nd chapter, I think?
Yep.
This is why you gotta be able to discern what's right and what's wrong, because you got a lot of false prophets out here, a lot of false anointings out here telling you what they think is right or what they think they know is right, but it's not actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we understand that, hey, the elect more than likely gonna follow what's right, and you're gonna have those that's part of the 2/3 row that's gonna just do what they do. You know what I mean? And you do have members of the elect that are part of, you know, some other congregations. We're not saying that, but we're not saying that that's not the case. But for the most part, these niggas are gone, bro.
Yep.
Because niggas is dick riding Nate, even though he coming out here and bearing false witness and all this.
Blind followers, man.
And we're gonna let you follow the blind, and we're gonna let you fall into a ditch, because at the end of the day, we told you, and if you refuse the correction, that's just simply what it's gonna be. At the end of the day, we all grown. If you don't decide to do what's right, that's just on you, nigga.
We can probably close out right here. First Kings 19:18. Yet I had left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal. And every mouth which has not kissed them. And when you go into kissing, it just means to follow the doctrine. Because scriptures talk about kiss the son. Mm-hmm. That literally just means to, follow after, Yahweh Shai. But, you're kissing, Esau.
Right.
In a spiritual sense.
You choose Esau over the Heavenly Father's son. And you don't think that didn't the Lord say that he had jealous power? So how much more his son? Because the son is basically a replica of his father, right?
Yeah.
So if you bow down to the so-called white man, other than Yahweh Shai and his father, how you think the Lord gonna feel? That's why he said you're gonna drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you do in your actions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got it.
That's pretty much the point. I think we hit it off. Hey, the M.O.T.B is what it is. What we told y'all it is. And we're at the end of this thing, man. That's why I brought that, that lesson, or I brought that lesson about this video. It's just the M.O.T.B update, man. The closer we get to the end, the house with more stronger, we're gonna excel in this thing, right?
I need my own QR code. How do I get my own
QR? Stronger, But with that, we pretty much hit the point. Really just going into the M.O.T.B and what it is and what it's not, and what happens if you follow these people that say it's not what we say it is. Through the proving of the scriptures, of course, and that's that. So with that, we want to close out, turn to the east, give our praises to our power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, who rule well and are the true leaders of Israel today. Shalom to the Lord's elect, and you are pushing his word out the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, making your calling and election sure. Hey, shalom, shalom, wa abad, babal.
Shalom, abad, babal, yahba, shema, shabbat.
Shalom, shalom.